So let's just get into the relative volume thing I wanted to show first. This is a big thing. Everybody kind of needs something like this. And I put my watch list on Finviz.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see this all okay, right?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, yeah. So these charts move around by themselves during the day based on the relative volume, increase. And, Tiger is one that was huge in the last 2 days, and same with AVNW there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a little bit of how I picked them. I put them all near pivots, okay? And some of this is old, and these worked yesterday. I haven't updated it, but we're still just watching it. And you can pick your themes too, seeing where the volume's going, okay? So yesterday it was all like Tilray and this stuff. So yeah, they continued on, and you're seeing where the volume's going. So you maybe have a chance buying a similar name.
Mm-hmm.
That's on your watch list. And I kind of want to, I have some ideas of what I want to do, but I kind of want to let the market tell me, and I don't want to try to outsmart the market. So this is why I use this type of screen to let the most volume show itself. And, you can see it in this form too, mm-hmm. sort of by relative volume in this column. So, you're talking about, and then you can see all these charts pretty well, and then they move around. So
mm-hmm.
just that's one way to pick them.
Yeah, and before we go any further, I do want to ask kind of how you set up this list. You said you pick them near pivots, but what's kind of your daily and weekly routine to make sure you're finding those stocks near those pivots?
Right. So yeah, the part of the platform gives me tons of ideas because his team members put up all these setups like CLNE. They were all over this one. I didn't take that, but I'm seeing a bunch of people, talking about how this was setting up and they're buying it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no recommendations or anything on there. It's just setups. So yeah, and all these ones like FTCH, this FireEye is an old one, but yeah, I mean, we're looking through things that are set up at the pivot. And AMRS, I bought this today and it shows up in skills, and Blink's looking good. I almost bought that. So
right.
Yeah, so you want to go through, the high RS names. You want them near pivots. And I also like the ATR declining too. It shows me that it's calmed down and the move hasn't been made yet. If the ATR is rising and the bars are getting really tall or they're wacky, the move is either it's going up or it's going down already. And I'm usually late.
Right.
We do like tight action right to a buy point. And that's what we're looking at here. Like Pulse, I almost bought this today, but it's so thin. I don't want to play with this so much right at the end of the day today. But yeah, this has a lot of relative volume, very tight.
Right.
And that's what I'm looking for. And I think that's a high tight flag too. So.
And for people who don't know, what is ATR?
Well, the average true range is like the height and distance between the bars, and it's like an average of them. It just shows them calming down, right? So if you have huge bars, it's going to be elevated. And if it's small, you want it declining, right? And then, from contraction comes expansion. We're looking for a turn. And on volume, hopefully, we like it to get the volume to get quiet up to that point.
Right.
And we want to read that. So otherwise, you may be falling into a trap. We're always trying. It's more than just buying a pattern. Okay, we got to have themes. We got to have groups. We got to have big money behind us. We got to see the money on the screen on the volume bars. I want to see skyscraper bars. I'll show you on some other charts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so just gathering all your ideas and themes and having everything near pivots. Like you don't want to waste your time with stuff that you can't buy for a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make sure you have quiet, tight areas and focus on that. Otherwise, you're spread out too far. And you want to use alerts. That way you can't check all the charts at once, but if you use some pretty active tools like this, you can click through 40 charts in a couple minutes, not even, maybe 30 seconds if you're a speed reader. I had one of those books as a kid.
Yeah. So, yeah, that kind of goes into my next question, which I think I already know the answer, but if you've got a bunch of stocks working, say it's a bull market, things are breaking out every single day, how do you decide which ones to take and which ones to leave for somebody else?
Right. So that goes back to the volume also. So if I have to choose, I mean, if open, it looks good and Tiger is right at the buy point, but Tiger has tons of volume and open doesn't. Mm-hmm. I'm always going to go with the one that has more interest because those buyers may not stop buying. They're
Right.
going to continue to buy, hopefully. And that's what we're looking for. If it just drifts up through the buy point, you may be walking into a trap, or it could still work. It's, some people do buy stops before the market and all that. That might work for some people, but I like to raise my odds as much as possible and read what's actually going on the day. If you come in and it's all these cannabis stocks moving, that changes the focus right away.
Mm-hmm.
So usually when I come in, I have some ideas, like I said, but that can all change very quickly. Like, you have to be agile, like mentally and mentally flexible. Like, if you wanted to come in and buy AFA, but that's not doing anything, you switch to, Tiger and these types of stocks,
Mm-hmm.
maybe all Chinese stocks or something. You have to switch your focus quickly and be flexible that way, because you can't come into the market thinking you know everything or know where the money is going necessarily.